Hello everybody, and welcome back to the hardcore world here on the Spiffanometry Mega Entertainment YouTube channel. At the end of last episode, we constructed our starter house, which you can see there, perfectly silhouetted against the sunset, and we're going to go over there and probably sleep in it. I fell in a hole. So, the plan for today, I think we will start by getting a little bit more geared up. I only have to do a little bit more before I can get myself an enchanting table. And once we've got that, it'll be a total game changer. Why don't we get rid of this ugly sugarcane? Because I think this will surely be enough. What do we have? Oh yeah. Easily enough with some to spare. That's what you like to see. Here, we'll plant a little bit of it back down as well. Once we get ourselves that leather, that glorious leather, we'll be ready to make ourselves an enchantment table. So, which way haven't we gone? I know there's a jungle around that way. So maybe let's go this way to start. So we only need about 10 bits of leather. And here I see a couple standing around, ready to be repurposed. 12 leather, perfect. I guess it's your lucky day, field full of horses. And here we have the jungle biome that I was looking for. Ah, there's a dark oak as well. Oh my goodness. Cocoa beans. And we'll be able to get vines as well. I find the sapling drop rates for these trees to be frustrating. They have such a low drop rate that sometimes you can go out and you can get the requisite, 4 trees, 4 saplings to make a larger tree, and then it only drops 3, and then you have to faff around with the little versions until you've got enough saplings again. I once tried to borrow some jungle wood on an SMP, and I just wanted to get the sapling replanted and have my own so that I could propagate it, right? And this was in someone else's base. But I chopped down the tree and it didn't drop enough saplings to replant, so I ended up just kind of running. Wasn't my proudest moment. Beep we need. Speaking of not my proudest moment, I left my bed back at the base, so had to cut the adventuring off short and made it back. You can see we harvest some of the fields, replant it. Another thing I want to do, just while we're here, is I want to begin to carve out a little basement, because this is where we're going to keep our chests. So you can see here I started hollowing out a space for a basement of sorts. We had to make it a bit of a weird shape because I didn't want to cut out into the grass on the side of the hill. So we ended up with this kind of funky 2 squares intersecting, but I like the kind of going for the more abstract shapes for this base especially. And it's also time for a new shovel. Let's place some torches down here so no creepy crawlies can spawn in and give us a little scare. Just like that guy. In fact, let's just go and deal with him right now. Let's see if we can not make a creeper hole. Perfect. And 2 gunpowder to boot. Finishing off the basement section, we're cutting out another lower level so that we can add in a floor and perhaps a sacrificial salmon. But I decided to take a little break and mine some obsidian. You can be hotbar salmon. We christened this guy the hotbar salmon. He could never be bucket of salmon, of course. But here we got enough obsidian for a nether portal and an enchanting table. Rather miraculously, hotbar salmon survived the entire process. I think we came closer to dying than he did. Obsidian. And might give hotbar salmon some extra water. There you go, hotbar salmon. After constructing a rudimentary pond, we went back and started the floor of the basement. For this, I sort of used simple stone, cobblestone, and stone brick texturing. I wanted to have a little bit of a lighter floor, and then use deep slate for the walls. You can see me putting in a little staircase. Here, I think this is the... I'm usually not a very good interior decorator in Minecraft, but this staircase was the first step to getting some interior work done in the house. You can see here I'm using the deep slate to put in a bit of a wall. I'm switching it up between cobbled and bricks. I actually add some tiles in as well. Trying to maximize space there by not using corners when I don't have to. And here we just put in the starts of the wall by spreading out some cobbled deep slate through it. I think at this point I was thinking about adding some cobblestone, but I went for a just deep slate style. And where's the 2 diamonds? Here we are. Alright, let's do our first enchantment table. So here we just do a basic setup. I have plans to make an actual, area of the base that is enchantment focused, maybe with a mob grinder or some way of getting XP. But for now, we're just doing a simple setup. Obviously, we don't have the levels right now to use it, but we're just getting it set up so that we can check our enchantments, Ooh, that's gonna make me mad. But it doesn't matter for now. And start a sort of mineshaft. And we'll put an aesthetic build around it at the end of it. Something right here. Okay, so I've done a little bit of mining, but as you can see, we didn't really get anything good. Only reason I really did it was I want to finish these walls, but it gave me an idea about what we're going to do today. So I think we're going to table the enchanting area for now, instead making ourselves a mineshaft. Hello, Mr. Spider. Goodbye, Mr. Spider. Before we get too ahead of ourselves, I think it's about time we officially move this chest monster into the actual base. So here we filled out the walls, finally adding some texture using that lovely deep slate brick palette that I was talking about before, adding in some tiles here and there we go. We have these nice dark textured walls befitting of a basement. It really looks dug into the ground. You can see now we're starting to move our chests into the base. We're going to create a kind of U shape. It's not the biggest, flashiest storage system, but it will hold our blocks and be actually inside our house. So less chance of being blown up by a creeper. I'm not going to say no chance, because I don't know what's going to happen, but... And here we have a nicely sorted chest room, storage room. I believe there's nothing left out here yet. Would you look at that? The interior still needs some love, but yeah. Pretty happy with that. And so holes like that really make me think that I am insane for doing anything before I have like prot 4, feather falling 4, diamond armor. But you know, we can't play it too safe. If episode 1 was about being overly cautious, episode 2 is about being overly risky. And let's see if we can make it to episode 3 where we get a happy middle ground. Any bamboo? Any bamboozlers? Bamboo, bamboo, bamboo. Where are you? Just a little smidgy of bamboo, please. That is all I ask. And a smidgy I shall receive. Really getting deep into the jungle here. I'm thinking that the dark oak I saw... I was gonna say it was a mirage, but here it is. The dark oak. I think these are actually called, like... canopy forest or something like that, but I've always called it a dark oak forest. That was pretty slick. I keep thinking the birch leaves are the lush cave trees, whatever they're called. The name escapes me at the moment. Ah, these ones. Oh, my water bucket in my inventory. If I stop falling. Thankfully, I was unpunished for digging straight down and breaking the first rule of Minecraft, especially in hardcore mode. Don't know really what I was thinking, but I did get some spore blossoms, moss, and drip leaf, as well as rooted dirt from this lush cave. Right. Upon returning home, I did some minor agriculture, making sure to plant a field of bamboo and some dark oak trees. It's time to finish this little roof section, and then we'll start on the actual project for today. So like here. Here. I think that'll be good. And then we're just going to cover the top arching section with trapdoors. And not two, missed one. Here you can see I started to do some actual work on the staircase, and this is where I start getting the feeling that I could probably do an interior for this base. I don't usually do interiors, like I said before, but I thought this little banister looked cool. And I think let's start the building process. So I started by going back to the mineshaft that I dug earlier in the episode, and cleaned it up a little bit, opened out the space a little bit more so I can put a build here. And that's initially all I thought I was going to do, was just add a little sort of archway like this, and maybe some kind of building. But it ended up being much more of a terraforming project than I thought it might be. Here you can see I'm messing around with some gradient stuff, really working without access to spruce wood. Makes it a little bit more difficult. I'm not really used to this palette with the extreme darks and extreme brights, that is dark oak and regular oak. Here I started to do a path, but my shovel broke, so I focused on some other things, like making a little lamp post here, because I figured a mining area would have access to metal lanterns. They'd probably need that. But I think for the rest of this, I'm just gonna talk about this after, and we're gonna start by kicking it off into time-lapse mode. So this is it. This is the final build. A couple of bridges and a little mine entrance. I think it's turned out pretty well. The paths closest to my base are made of cobble, and the rest is a bit more rickety, shantytown-esque. But yeah, that's gonna do it for this episode. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.